Welcome back. I am not on the play, and I have an interesting hand. I think I have to go Temple Garden, Noble Hierarch, and Ice Fang Waddle cantrip into a land. I think I can keep this. I just need to hit land drops, and this hand is okay. I have removal, I have Cryptic Command, I have big threat and Batter Skull, and I have a couple early things I get to do to smooth out my early plays. I love seeing Teferi when my opponent's got a Flooded Strand. And there's just something about like turn one Noble Hierarch that like turn one Mana Dork, I still just love it. I do think Arbor Elf has probably surpassed Noble Hierarch in my heart. Poor Noble Hierarch. I can Ice Fang Vial. So I'm up against a blue-white control deck. If they have Mana Leak, I'm going to want the Vial Quaddle combo. But if they don't have Mana Leak, then I want to Fairy down right now. Them not fetching, I think, is a sign of weakness. I think they're a little mana starved. So I could punish them with a Teferi play right now. I think I'm just going Teferi. Just if I drop this Teferi right now, this game could be very much in my favor. Obviously, Force of Negation changes whether or not they have Mana Leak. They could have Force instead, but I still think this it's the more aggressive play. I think there's a possibility where, like, if this Teferi lands, it looks like it's not going to, but if this Teferi landed, I think I'd be in the driver's seat for the rest of the game. Snapcaster. Ooh, okay. Well, let's bounce you. All right. And now I have my Quaddle to block that, or a path to path it, and I'm feeling okay. I did draw a land. Unfortunately, it's not a come into play untapped land. But still a land. Please don't bounce my noble. I need her. You jerk. Oh, so cryptic commands are a bit weaker right now. Force and negations are absolutely do nothing. And my Coatl, I can't play at instant speed, but I can Aether. I'm just going to keep butchering it. Aether Violet into play. Let me know in the comments. Aether Vial, Ether Vial. Aether Vial, Ether. I guess there's the A there, but I'm not a linguist. The pronunciation of that AE combo always throws me off. Looks like I'm up against like a classic blue-white control. I just had to find out if they have Stoneforge Mystic or not. And I'm definitely siding in my third Teferi Time Raveler. There's a reason why I have it in the sideboard. It's for these style matchups. It's for any matchup where instant speed interaction is going to happen. And what I want to do is like a turn 1 Noble Hierarch, turn 2 like Waddle or Stoneforge, and then turn 3 Teferi with backup Veil of Summer. If I could, I'd run 4 Veil, 4 Teferi, and 75 just for these matchups, but I don't have enough room. And I don't think I particularly need it. Aether Vial does a ton of work. Ooh, that's rude. That's really rude. Can draw a land? No. Well, that stinks. Not gonna block. Teferi will drop one. That's fine. Although I could block, and then no, I'm not gonna bounce my own Noble Hierarch and then lose my Teferi. I need Teferi in play to be relevant here. And them stealing my Noble Hierarch actually makes my Cryptic more relevant. I can bounce my own Noble back to my hand and then vial it in. Will vial be going up? I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling here. This is one of those matches where you just need to see who hits their land drops and who doesn't. And right now, I'm not hitting my land drops. It is intriguing to me my opponent didn't steal my vial instead of my noble. Granted, they can use the vial, the noble, and they probably can't use the vial. And noble does attack Teferi, so maybe that's the line they were thinking. But this vial is going to be better, I think, long term this game. It's fine. Quad will be a good draw here. Time Warp when I'm mana screwed. Go Field of Ruin? What are you doing here? Oh, Shark Typhoon. That's evil. It's cycling is not casting a spell. Okay. So that's probably going to win you the game then. Because now my Teferi's down. Some of these new cards, man. Opponent still has a Snapcaster Mage in hand. I think I want to plus this. Unfortunately, I won't get the trigger off this, but I need to turn on my Cryptics. Green. Go for a green. The opponent for some reason taps out, and I can resolve a time warp. Maybe I'll be okay. No more on the Aether Vial. 3 is where we want it. We're sticking to 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's try Path in the Shark. See what they do to that. And let it resolve. Five cards in hand, open mana. They've got to have something here. But if I don't resolve a spell soon, the game's kind of over. Okay, that tells me that they have, they don't care about the Batter Skull, or they're just going to snap path it. So, yep. Or even snap Archmage's Charm, steal the germ. Oh, yeah, yeah. I just walked right into that. That was stupid. Okay. Better after sideboard. Scooz is good, Fairy's good, Click's good, Jace is good. Path is bad. Unfortunately, my threat base is so slow, I kind of got to keep in Batter Skull. Like, Stoneforge Mystic is how I win games. That or Ewit with Cryptic, but that is so slow. And I have yet to do that this league. I've done a couple, the $2 queues, but... So I have 7 3-drop creatures, 8 Vendilion Click, versus 9 2-drop creatures. So if I'm ever not sure to keep it on 2 or 3, and I have open everything, I do have 1 more 2-drop than a 3-drop. And my 2-drops, for the most part, cycle. I guess my 3-drops do too, in a way. Let's see. 1 land, cannot keep that. Being mana screwed kind of really hurt me last game, so I really want to avoid that if I can. I'll keep this, but it's rough. I think I actually bottomed the Ewit because I can't reasonably cast it. This will get me a breeding pool. And then I can cast my Ice Fang Coatl next turn. Or just straight up Stoneforge, which is way better. I did not like Archmage's Charm stealing my Batter Skull. Technically stole the germ, but still, not something I'm happy about. So I can hold up Force and flash in a sword here. I wonder if Feast and Famine's more important in this matchup than Fire and Ice. I didn't have to make that decision because I already had Feast and Famine in hand, but I don't think being pro-blue is necessarily better than the discard effect here. That's what my opponent was going to do. I don't know why they waited on it. Really wish I didn't have to do that because now I don't have any more creatures in my hand. Or that was a good draw. Stoneforge, pick up Batterskull. Haven't seen Euro much in the last couple games. Even following the league. Euro was a big, big deal early on, and not seeing him right now has been, especially in these style matchups where the cantrip threat is very, very good. Ah, stinks. You have another one? Why don't you bounce the sword and then path my creature? Okay. I'm opening myself up to force there, but I'm in a bad spot. They're going to path my creature. I just need to put something into play. Opponent chooses not to draw the path. Actually, they drew it off the Teferi, so never mind. They have the path. They bottom off the opt. This game has not been my greatest here. I want to see what I draw here. I'm going to flash in the Batterskull if they try pathing the Stoneforge. Otherwise, I'm going to wait. Sure. You're about to have 8 cards in your hand, buddy. my deck hasn't operated tremendously well, and I don't think I've operated tremendously well this particular matchup. Let's get a forest in play, so in case we draw a Euro, we're in better shape. Yep. Archmage's Charm, Path. Makes sense. I think Archmage's Charm would be better for them, because that way they can take the Batterskull token again, but this way they can always Path the Stoneforge and then Archmage's Charm later if I load up a giant germ, which honestly I'm sure to do at this point. I'm going to save that in case I draw a good spell. That is not a good spell. Opponent tops with the opt. Tops the path we know is there. Snap path. Okay. End step, I'll bounce Batterskull back to my hand. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So I can't cast Jace and Batterskull. I'd rather throw the Batterskull away if they have counter magic here. Don't know why they didn't just spend mana for the force, especially since I can't really respond because it's a fairy. So they kind of just burned a blue card from their hand for no reason. But I'm okay with that. They're still up one card on me right now. I do have a very powerful card in my hand in Jace. I can't reliably cast it at the moment. I'd love to draw a Veil of Summer, and then I can cast like a Veil of Summer to open, and then kind of go up from there. Targeting opt. Okay. actually like that. Don't know why they wouldn't target the Archmage's Charm. Just seems a little bit better. Okay, it's the casting the Optidus Drew. They have Snapcaster in hand. Here's Snap with Archmage's Charm. Or another Opt. Another Opt. They're digging for something here. I think they have no removal from my Ice Fang Coatl. Bottomed off the Opt, so they're digging hard. I like this. I like this. Okay. So let's lead off with a Teferi of my own. And they concede. Okay, they didn't even know about the Jace. Alright, so what did I learn in that game? Do I want to do anything any differently? I don't know. I might want another Coiling Oracle, just have another body in play, to be honest. Lots of Stoneforge. I actually hate this hand. Oh, because only 2 of those Stoneforge triggers are going to hit. So I'm going to go turn 1 Mystic, turn 2 Shock, Stoneforge. I know how important Stoneforge is in this matchup, but I need to reliably hit lands. I need cantrips. Granted, if they path my Stoneforge, then this would be a pretty good hand. So let's hope they path. Opponent moles. So maybe I should have mulled 2. I don't know. I think I'm fine here. I'm going to go turn 2 Stoneforge, grab my Batter Skull, and force them to path my Stoneforge. Still worth playing the tap land here. Opponent bottomed with the Opt. Once again, I'm in a situation against a control deck where I'm up lots of minutes on clock. So maybe I shouldn't have conceded game 1 out of shame. I'm okay with trading 1 for 1 there, especially since I have 2 more Stoneforge right in my hand. Veil of Summer will be a good draw. Coatl is always a good draw. Aether Vial will be a fantastic draw next turn. I can go Vial and Stoneforge. Force is an okay draw. I really don't want to force my Jace unless I really have to. Teferi's a really good draw, especially my opponent looking weak on mana here. You gotta feel a Mystic here, right? Yeah. And Quad will be so good in my hand right now. I don't like that very much at all. Now I wish I fetched a basic. I can Jace minus, and if unless they have force and something else, I'm okay. I can Coatl Sword. Don't have force, please. Their hand is just so anemic. Looks like they're going to probably try to opt for it here. Yep. Thinking about this. They also have only 6 minutes of clock left. 6:43. Topped the card, but it doesn't look like it's force, because if it was a force, I think they would have handled that a little bit differently. It could be a path. So what do I do here? Do I bounce, which was my plan? My plan was to hope that they didn't have anything, and then I could just bounce cleanly. Now I might have to awkwardly block with the Stoneforge Mystic, but I think it's worth it. Opponent with 5 cards in hand, me with 5 cards in hand, but I do have a better board, so happy with that. Boo! Bounce, kill. Alright, my opponent now has a better board. Aether Vial, please. One time? No? Okay. No Mystic Sanctuary left in my deck. I could use Ewit to get it back. That's probably the only way I'm going to get back here. What I can do is I can fetch a basic here and get a surprise Death Touch creature that my opponent may be in trouble with handling here. I don't want to block this monk, though. What I'd rather block is the actual Monastery Mentor. Yep. Not having a sword pro white is kind of rough right now. If they have path, me trying to load up a Coatl could be an issue. I think I'm just going to attack and then make my move afterwards. Nice. Green, green, blue, blue. I could use another plains, but probably not going to happen here. No Force of Negation. You didn't have it for my Jace. You've had, I think, 3 draw steps since then, counting the Teferi. So let's see. Bottom's a card, so Teferi is going to resolve. Really? Why would you get rid of an Archmage's Charm when you could have gotten rid of an Opt? I feel like that's weird. Unless they just drew that right then and there. Okay. I need to kill that Teferi. So then they can Cryptic tap their team. Okay. Opponent just killing clock here. This sucks. Lots of clock eaters tonight, but sometimes that's just the opponent you end up facing. Tap all creatures. Yeah, I can't do anything about it, but I can play my Scoos. Opponent recognizing that they have 2 minutes of clock left, so I think they're just trying to tap my team to win the game quick. Which is a good strategy. It's what I would do right now. Get a couple prowess triggers, and I'm dead. Three cards in my opponent's hand. Don't know what they are. They're picking up a Cryptic off of Mystic Sanctuary. So if they have an Opt, I could be in trouble. Tap all creatures I control. Unfortunately, that will also tap the Batterskull, so that was probably stupid. What do I do here? Play a creature, they can just bounce it. They have 5 prowess creatures, which represents 6 power. So 1 trigger and I'm dead. So I think I'm going to do... That should buy me a turn. Still dead if they have double prowess. Maybe what I should have done... No, actually, overthinking this here. Opponent's probably going to pull it off here. Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So 1 prowess trigger represents 10 damage. So 2 prowess triggers and they win. Why would you plus Teferi when you have this little bit of time to try to win here? Unactivate Vial. Why do opponents have such poor clock management, especially in crunch time right here? 25 seconds, like, this game is over. Should I just concede? They have Cryptic, so I'm kind of in trouble here. Costs 5 to equip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can play a Stoneforge and equip it, and then you can just bounce it and then win. If I had 1 more mana, I'd be safe, because then I could Veil. Is there a line here? Do I bounce Batterskull and then play it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do that. What I can do is 1, 2, play Stoneforge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equip this to the Stoneforge. And I think that's the best thing I can do. And now it's up to whether my opponent can win. So in paper, my opponent would win right here. But they are being punished for using, potentially being punished. Are they going to do it? Oh, they got it. All right. Wow, good game, opponent. 5 seconds left to clock. So I 3-2 the league. Overall, the deck felt fine. I lost to blue-red prowess and just their blue-white control. I don't feel like I had good games. And honestly, if I would have won that if I didn't concede super early game one, but it is what it is. I should notice my opponent's playing super slow. And if I'm like 4 minutes ahead on clock game one and they don't actually have a win condition yet, maybe I should hold out a little bit longer. But it doesn't feel great to win that way, so I'm okay with the 3-2. Thanks for watching. These were long ones. I'll see you in the next one.